Hello, hope you are well and feeling empowered every day. Empowerment every day. That's the goal, right? So today, I thought we were going to go one direction, and when I got ready for the video, I heard talk about colors. Okay. So, I have an interesting story. Well, I don't know if it's a story, but people always ask me, because I wear a lot of purple. I have a lot of amethyst crystals, which are purple. My hair is predominantly purple, although it has the rainbow. And so I get asked quite often if I like purple. And my answer has been, for a very long time now, no, I am purple. I just am purple. It's not about liking it. It's just, that's what I am. I like every single color of the rainbow. I do not have a color that I dislike so much. They just don't necessarily look good on me or near me, like a mustard. So it depends on the tone. And when I was in my 20s, I did I had a consultant come over and give me my color matches, which they tell you if you're a spring, fall, winter, or summer color toned person. And I don't remember how we got there, but I was more jewel tones, the heavy darker colors, which is probably accurate. And then they had the lighter version had to be like true colors, but they're lighter versions. So the question is, on the lighter topic of today, what color are you? Do you have a sense of what color you would be in your soul, in your soul, in your soul of souls? Everybody has a draw to a certain color, and the energy systems in our body, they're also known as chakra systems, they have a generalized color palette. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, indigo, white. And those vary a little bit. You know, it's an interesting thing about colors and systems, especially when it has to do with theory. They don't always line up with each other. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. For instance, black. Okay? Black, the color, and energy work, for a very long time have held the belief that black is a non-energy exchanging color. Okay? When there's certain industries, that's all they wear is black. I had one lady, she was wanting to get pregnant for a very long time, having a hard time. All she wore was black on the bottom, including black underwear. And as a suggestion to her, I said, don't wear black. Let's see what happens. She couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Could not wear black. And the reason at the time that I had heard to suggest that to her was twofold. One was that black had a non-vibrant energy to it in general. The second was that because it seemed like there was a reason that she wore black on the bottom. Not that she just enjoyed it. It was like her self-confidence would have completely changed had she worn another color on the bottom. It's interesting, right? So check yourself. Is there any particular color that you absolutely have to have on a certain part of your body, or you absolutely have to have to feel whole? It's a good and maybe not so good system. I mean, if it's something that you're like really, really, really reliant on, there's always the question of, is that particular need for that color stuck in a pattern, which is creating a weakness in your system? It may or may not. However, you definitely want to check in and see if there are certain reasons that were maybe instilled at a time of your life that you weren't necessarily feeling powerful, or it fed a certain requirement of insecurity or something like that, right? And we're talking more beyond fashion, right? So if you're a larger person, you don't wear horizontal stripes, that kind of thing. Well, if you're a large person and you love being a large person and you're totally confident, wear horizontal stripes, who cares, right? That's the goal. However, and when we look at color dependencies, as a way of putting it, the question is, if you haven't changed something for a really, 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 really long time, and you're wanting to create change in your life, that's a really great place to start. Change that dependency, right? I have recently, with doing these videos, I found that I am reaching, finally, I've been wanting to do this for so long. I've been wanting to reach to different jewelry and different hair pieces, or I've been reaching for clothes that I don't necessarily wear, and it's fun. I mean, I enjoy it. It's something that I've been wanting to implement, and just for whatever reason, it seems to be more attainable now that I'm doing these videos. So that's been fun. So, it isn't just about wardrobe. It may be about the way your room is organized, the way your room has its function and its flow. Your living room, one of the things you can do is check in to your space when you walk through the door and say, what is it? What do I see here? How does this entrance to this room feel? Does it feel stagnant? Does it feel unappealing? Does it feel low? Does it feel like it needs color? Does it feel like it needs to reduce the color in the intensity? Does it need more plants? Those are things you can do very easily to change and create movement if you're looking to create change in your life. I used to call in every now and again, my husband and I, we would call in a person to go through feng shui, and I know how to do some of it myself. I just didn't want to have to, so I wanted to get someone else's opinion. And so she would say, well, this area could use that, and I would literally say, okay, excuse me. I would go out of the room, get that thing, and put it in there now. And she was like surprised that I would do it like that fast. I'm like, well, why wait? If something feels like it's out of balance and I have the item that could create some balance, why wouldn't I just like take a moment and put it there? Otherwise I have to remember what you said and what you so it's great to be able to just say, hey, this feels weird, let's change it. Okay, boom, now how does it feel? Right? So color. And there are some people who are attracted to different colors at different times of their life, and that's cool too. Some people are more attracted to the colors that are in nature, in the mountains versus at the beach, or in a park versus the desert, right? So everybody has their kind of attraction. At the same time, you can listen in and say, what kind of environment do I want to cleanse myself with, or what kind of environment do I want to energize myself with? what environments that I put myself in do I feel drained and tired, right? And so you can't necessarily avoid some of those situations, although you can, by recognition that you've been altered by people or places, just clean it up. Otherwise, you hold resentment, and you leave that kind of void in your system, whether energetic or whatever, and nature wants to fill that void. So make sure that you're clear on what's being replaced in that space, and be conscious of it. So that's color. So if we look at color systems and the energy systems, so at the root, the base, we just do generalized colors. That's your red, okay? So if you're finding that like your legs, circulations are a little bit of an issue, you can implement some red. If you need to be reminded about loving yourself, implement some red, pink, something like that. I know tomorrow's Valentine's Day, and I want to tell you a little love story about me and my husband. But if you are needing more passion in your visual field, then reds. Your second center, which is around your belly button, a little bit below it, tends to be orange. And I used to not like orange very much. I wasn't attracted to it very much, but digestive system, elimination, sense of power. That's about where the, your, if we were back in the Western days, that's where your, your holster would be. It's kind of about power, manipulation, or being manipulated, that kind of thing. So if you want to alter how you're digesting, you can eat more orange food. You can have more orange around your visual field. If you want to feel a little bit more powerful within yourself, orange. And we move up to yellow. Yellow is right under the chest bone, and that little end point of bone that we don't want to snap off during CPR. If you've ever taken that, you know where I'm talking about. It's a hollow point just below your chest bone. So that is your third energy center, and has a lot to do with self-worth, self-care, how you feel about who you are. So that's yellow. So if you need to, it's also stomach digestion, so upper digestion, hydrochloric acid kind of stuff, if you have heartburn, all that sort of thing. Yellow. So yellow foods would help balance that out. If it's hot, if it's like irritated, then a lighter yellow. If it's weak, then maybe a darker yellow. That kind of play, right? If you need to encourage your digestive in your stomach, then you're talking like lemons and pineapples and things like that. Mango somewhere in between, papaya. Yeah. And then we go to our heart center. And our heart center is basically middle of the chest. And that is green. And so lots of variances of greens. So if you're feeling some lack of heart, love, worthiness, lack of love around you, lack of love support, that kind of thing will invite some green into your life. Okay. Obviously, greens are awesome for the actual heart and the blood. So dark leafy greens are fabulous for that. Blood cleaning and all that. And then we'll go into the throat, which is right around in this area. Throat, energy center 5. And that has to do with your communication, what you speak, how you speak, your judgment, all that kind of thing. That tends to be blue. And so if you need support in how you're communicating, you can wear more blue, you can get a blue stone, things like that. blue suits, whatever, blue shirt, etc. And if your heart is a little achy, you can add vibrant blues, and if your heart is a little bit too manic, then add some lighter blues and calm it down. Then we go to the 6th center, which is right between your eye. It's your psychic center, your third eye. That tends to be, did I do that wrong? Yellow, green, blue. No, that's your purple. It's your purple. And sometimes people are looking so far into the future that, one, it creates anxiety, and they're like, you know, they can't even keep their mind on what's going on now because they're really trying to, you know, figure out what's happening in the future. Be careful. It's a balance. It's a balance between what's happening now and what could be perceived in the future. And so if you are looking too far in the back, in the past, that tends to bring up depression. And it's not unusual that people who suffer from depression do keep much of their psychic eye, their third eye, back in the past, or they reminisce too much in the past, and that kind of thing. So this is your purple, and so again, if it feels like you're not able to see the future very much, or be able to see a couple steps ahead of what you're doing, when you need to add a vibrant purple in your visual field. If you're looking way too hard all the time, balance it, one, with some of the lower colors, and or bring in a softer, lighter purple. Very, very light. Okay? And then you have your upper chakra, which can also be a purple. Sometimes it tends to go to an indigo-ish blue or white. And that is our spiritual center. And so if you are feeling a bit disconnected from spirituality, from your faith, from feeling like you're connected to a greater picture than just yourself and your daily life, then encourage yourself to have white around you, white on you, an indigo-ish blue, or a very light purple as well can help. The other thing is, when we're looking at the spiritual stuff, if your energy is too much up, away, and out of your body, you may tend to fall, you may tend to drop things, whatever. You may have a hard time remembering things that should be easily remembered. That may be an energetic issue. And so, again, you want to balance it with things that are lower, preferably from the third center down, to balance up the energy from above. These are just very generalized concepts. Hopefully it'll help you with bringing color with purpose into your life. And, you know, there are the supportive colors with flowers just around the house, or crystals specifically. And, you know, there may be another topic, but, you know, if the crystals have a certain saying attached to them, just know that it's kind of what they're tending to do, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's all they do as far as a description, right? So don't get locked into humans' interpretation of the crystals. You can actually hold it and feel which center vibrates as an exercise. That's the one you want to vibrate, then that's the one, that's the crystal that you want to get. Okay? And maybe we will do another session about crystal energy. So, my lovelies, I hope that you had fun with color. I'm certainly inundated in my life with color, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm grateful that I get to use color all the time. And so I hope you, with some purpose and intention, can use color in your life in a fun way and beneficial way to empower you, as always. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.